Okay, I have something fun to share with you today. It involves card suits. Now, as you probably know, every deck of cards has 4 different suits: clubs, hearts, spades, or diamonds. And I don't know if you have a favorite among those, but at some point in this little routine, I'll be asking you, if you had to make a choice, what would be your favorite suit of the 4? Okay? So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and just spell card suits to kind of get started here. So C-A-R-D, card, S-U-I-T-S, suits. Now we won't need the other cards. We'll just need the 9 cards that we have here. Now what I'm going to do, which is something I've never done before, and quite honestly, I've never seen anyone do this before. What I'm going to do is Klondike shuffle the cards and keep doing that until you tell me to stop. And then I'll just drop the remaining cards on top, okay? So I'll do this until you tell me to stop. Stop there. Okay, should I put those down or keep them? Keep them there. Okay, so we'll just drop those on top. Okay, so we did, I think, 2.5 Klondike shuffles, I believe. And to further mix the cards, we're going to use a famous shuffle. It's called the Australian Down Under. A very, very interesting shuffle that does an excellent job randomizing cards. It truly does. So how it works is you put the first card down, the next one goes under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down, under, down. Last one goes on top. So that's called the Australian Down Under. Now at this point, I'd like you to kind of randomly just use your intuition, but we're going to spell the different card suits. Now technically we could spell each of them in whatever order you would like and in any quantity. So that's giving you quite a bit of freedom there. So which of the 4 suits should I spell first? Hearts? Okay, that's a good choice. That happens to be my favorite suit of the 4 suits. Okay, so hearts. H-E-A-R-T-S. Okay, what about next? Clubs? Okay, C-L-U-B-S. Okay, what about next? Clubs again? That's fine. Okay, C-L-U-B-S. Okay, what next? You'd like to do spades? Okay. S-P-A-D-E-S, okay? And what else? I don't think we've done diamonds, but we don't have to. Would you like to do diamonds? You would. Okay, so D-I-A-M-O-N-D-S, and let's do just one more. Spades again. Okay. S-P-A-D-E-S. Okay, so I think you would have to agree that there's no way that I could know ahead of time what your choices would be for which suits to spell out, what order, and in what quantity. Okay, that's pretty important to realize. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to just Klondike shuffle the packet a final time here. Okay, so we really just put this packet through tremendous mixing. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do something quite interesting. We're going to flip the packet face up and work with it face up. Okay, so I normally don't do that in any of my performances, but I thought we would do it here. So what we're going to do now is, I'm hoping that you've thought through, okay, if I had to name a suit as my favorite suit, which one would it be? I've already shared with you what mine is. It's hearts. Do you have a favorite suit? If so, which one is it? Clubs? Okay. No, that's fine. Clubs is just fine. It's not a common one for people to give, but clubs is as good as any, I guess. So now what we're going to do at this point is we're going to use your suit name, clubs, to sandwich my favorite suit between yours. Okay, so how this works is we'll go ahead and spell clubs, and then we'll spell hearts, which is my favorite, and then clubs again. Okay, so clubs, your favorite suit, C-L-U-B-S. We'll drop the rest on top. Now we'll spell hearts, which happens to be my favorite, H-E-A and then we'll spell clubs a final time. C-L-U-B-S. So what has that done? Oh, well, one thing it's done is it's brought to the top a card that has my favorite suit. Okay, I don't know if that's significant or not, but that's kind of nice. At least from my perspective, it is. Oh, wait a second. I kind of forgot to mention this. I have a written prediction that's been in camera view the whole time. So let's go ahead and just take a look at this prediction. Let's see what this has to say. If I can get the pen out. These are strong little pens here. Okay, so what did I predict would happen here? So let's just kind of open this here. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I saw the future. Isn't that interesting? I was certain that you would make a perfect series of choices that would lead to my favorite suit rising to the top. Oh, wait a second. There's more to the prediction. That's just one. There's another page here I need to turn. Oh, boy. Okay, so not only did you get the suit right, you got the value right as well. How in heaven's name did you do that? You made this perfect series of choices that in the end proved my prediction to be correct. Wow, we make quite the team, don't we? Okay, so how does this effect work? Well, there's a few different things going on. Some of them you've seen already if you've watched little videos in this kind of pseudo series that I'm running with off-centered coding, along with some new ideas. Okay, so I do have some write-ups here, so let's go ahead and just go back in time here. Okay, so what you need to do here is you begin with whatever card you're wanting to reveal. It doesn't have to be the 7 of hearts. I just kind of like truly randomly chose it. And so because of that, I'll claim to the world that my favorite suit is hearts. Okay. So you have your special card, whichever one you want to reveal at the top. At least that's one place it can be. And then you just preserve it through, a few riffle shuffles. Well, how do you preserve it? Well, you just make sure that when you shuffle, the 7 of hearts is right there. I'll show you. You just want to make sure that that one falls last. It's in the last group so that it's maintained at the top. See, I missed it there because I'm not concentrating. Okay, so you just maintain the 7 of hearts at the top. Now I did plan on, I planned on doing this, but somehow forgot. You can do some false swing cuts. So if you've seen these before, in fact, I didn't actually mean to do that one. That's a false triple cut. The one I meant to do was this one here, where it's like you're doing multiple cuts, but in the end you're retaining the 7 of hearts at the top. Now if you go to my channel, I have a series called Card Handling for Math Nerds or something like that, and so I do have a little video that kind of shows you how to do this false swing cut, and so it gives the impression that you're kind of breaking up the deck into multiple parts when in fact you're just putting everything back together the way it was. So you could do a riffle shuffle where you retain the top card at the top, and then you can do some of these other false cutting sequences. Okay, and then from there, if you remember, let me just slide this over here. If you remember, all I did was I spelled out card suits, C-A-R-D-S-U-I-T-S. Okay, that's 9 cards. Now, of course, since the 7 of hearts was on top, it's now on bottom, right? Okay, and that's where we need it to be for now. And then what I did was, and this was a genuinely honest statement, I've never really thought to use the Klondike Shuffle in quite the way that I've used it in this routine. So this really is a first for me. Now, the Klondike Shuffle, well, this is where you take the top and bottom cards off as one. Now, the Klondike Shuffle has a few properties. One is the bottom card is a fixed point. Okay, what does that mean? That means that no matter how many times you perform the Klondike Shuffle, because you're pulling off the top and bottom together, that bottom card always stays on the bottom. It's not going anywhere. Whereas all of the other cards are genuinely moving around. Okay, it's the only fixed point actually. Now, what I thought to do differently is to allow the spectators to stop me mid a Klondike Shuffle. Well, you're guaranteed to not be thwarted, because if they say stop right here, it's at the bottom where I need it for the next step. Or even if they stop me right here and I have to drop the rest on top, it's still on bottom. So it doesn't matter where they interrupt you. Maybe they'll say stop there and then drop the remaining 3 cards on top. So anyway, I'm kind of excited to use that strategy and other settings as well. So anyway, the point is it's still on the bottom. Now, something that may not be known to most viewers is if you have an odd size, and it's a very important result actually, very, very useful. If you have an odd number of cards, which we do, we have 9, the down under shuffle moves the bottom card of that odd size packet to the middle. And as we'll see, the middle is a very good place to be as well. Okay, so, and that will be true for any odd size packet. Test it for yourself. Just choose 11 cards if you like and try it out. Perform the down under shuffle and the bottom card will actually be moved to the middle, okay, which is kind of where we need it. Let me just show you that. So there it is, smack in the middle. You have 4 below, 4 above. There's the 7 of hearts where we want it. Now, I wrote it down as an optional thing. I decided to go ahead and do it with you, but you can include this or not include this. Another property of odd-sized packets is that the middle card is a fixed point for any over-coating. Coating being spelled C-O-A-T, capital. So that means count out and transfer. So what that refers to is essentially dealing out a certain number of cards, dropping the rest on top. Well, in the case of an odd-sized packet, if you, quote, coat 50% or more of the cards, so in the case of an odd-sized packet, it's going to be more because it's not divisible by 2, right? So if you coat more than half the cards, the middle card stays right where it is. It doesn't go anywhere, okay? So it's a fixed point relative to, quote, coating any of the 4 suits, because all 4 suits have 5 or more letters in them. They have 5, 6, or 8 letters. And so that means that you could spell out a club, C-L-U-B-S. And guess what? The 7 of hearts is still in the middle. Okay, it hasn't moved anywhere. All the other cards are moving around, but that one just gets moved back to where it was. Diamonds, D-I-A-M-O-N-D-S. That middle card is fixed. It stays where it is, so we know where to find it, right? There it is, and so forth. So you can spell out any of the suit names in any quantity, in any order, and it's not going to thwart us in any way in accomplishing what we hope to accomplish here. Okay, so that's very important. So that's a very powerful idea. The overcoating of an odd-sized packet leaves the middle card right where it is, okay? And then what I did from there, this is another property of odd-sized packets, is the middle card, so we're focused on the middle card because it's the only one that we know anything about, really, or that we care about, is a Klondike Shuffle for an odd-sized packet will bring the middle card to the top, okay? So if you think about it, so you have an odd-sized packet, this it brings it to the top because we need it there for the next step. Now the next step is we're going to take this packet and just be sure to not flash, though I guess it wouldn't make any difference. They don't know anything about the prediction. Turn your packet face up. So if you've been watching any of these videos on off-centered coding, you know that the important card is in the bottom position, and off-centered coding is going to bring it to the top. Okay, so our important card is at the bottom now. It was at the top. We flipped the packet now to the bottom where we need it to be. Okay, and then at this point you just do an off-centered coding. You can actually use any suit names for either. If you've been watching my videos on this topic, I refer to this as the sandwich principle, because the idea is you'll have the spelling of one word and you'll do it twice. You'll do it at the first spelling and the third, and then the second spelling is in some sense being sandwiched between the first and third, because the first and third you'll spell the same word, or here the same suit. Okay, so I refer to it as the sandwiching principle. So what I suggested that we would do is have their favorite suit sandwich my favorite suit, which I stated to be the hearts. And that's partly because I know the 7 of hearts is going to come to the top. So it's like a partial reveal of a surprising outcome. And of course, with the written prediction, there's 2 stages to it. Okay, so you ask them for their favorite suit. Now, if they give hearts as theirs as well, that's fine. That just means that you'll spell out hearts, drop the rest on top 3 times. It will still bring, in fact, I'll even show you that, H-E-A-R-T-S, that's once. H-E-A-R-T-S, that's a second time, if I can pick up the cards, H-E-A-R-T-S, okay? So you can actually spell the same suit 3 times, or you can spell a given suit, the first spelling and the third spelling, and then the second spelling can be any one of the other suits. Okay, so anyway, that's how I presented it. Now, it is true that if the spectator wants to be a little bit obstinate and they say, well, I actually don't have a favorite suit, okay, well, what you can do there is, instead of spelling out a suit, just spell out the phrase, have none. They have no favorite suit. So have none has 8 letters in it, okay? So if you spell out have none, and then hearts, and then have none, I guess we could even do it to show you that it works. You know, that will work in the case of a spectator claiming, I just don't have a favorite. Okay, so why don't we do that, actually? So H-A-V-E, have, N-O-N-E, so have none. We're going to sandwich hearts between that phrase. So H-E-A-R-T-S, okay? And now we're going to spell have none a second time for our third spelling, right? H-A-V-E-N-O-N-E. Okay, so it brings the 7 of hearts to the top as desired. Okay, so you can't lose there. Okay, so you'll succeed in bringing that to the top. And then, of course, you just bring out your written prediction. Okay, and I think it's really helpful for it to have a double reveal quality to it. So the way that I wrote it is, okay, so I have it folded in thirds, so that when I open it, you just see heart, you know, a heart there. So that kind of confirms that, oh, my favorite, as the performer. The spectator's favorite suit brought my favorite suit to the top. There it is. Now, that will just be mildly surprising for the spectator. And that's when you feign recollection, like, oh, wait a second. I think there's another part to this prediction. And then you open it up to show that you nailed it. You nailed not only the suit, but the value. So there you go. So here's another effect that uses off-centered coding together with a few other principles taught on the Absolute Math Magic channel you may want to learn and incorporate into your own original card magic. So thank you for watching.